there isn't Hispanic power. I'm just saying black power because I'm black.
But that's different though.
It's
because
not.
Black power comes from a different standpoint of
and agenda.
Angry, yes, basically then angry.
But I'm throwing a label on something,
Yeah.
but by me throwing a label on it does not negate any other labels that people would like to utilize. Right? Hey family, you are tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. If you're just tuning in, we've been having a heated, passionate, sensual discussion of a combination of erotica and angry with some baby oil, all mixed in. So put your children to sleep. No. We were talking about, I know, we were talking about angry black women. Before the break, I threw that term out, and the angry black women in the room got to rolling of their necks.
Oh, did you?
And the shaking of their hips and the pointing of their fingers, as if that term does not apply to some people at certain times. The definition of an angry black woman is a black woman who is angry at the moment. So your actions right here and now may be angry-ish, and you happen to be a black woman. However, if you're angry all the time and you're a black woman, and if the world has done you dirty all the time, and you're mad all the time, and you're crazy all the time, and you're cursing all the time, and you're throwing bricks all the time, and throwing dishes all the time, and scratching up cars all the time, and slashing tires all the time, you are an angry black woman. Does that help?
No.
In clarifying?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Because when you first started, you said if you are angry in that moment, you're still going to be labeled as an angry black woman.
Just like if you give a stupid answer in that moment, that answer is stupid. That doesn't mean that you're a stupid individual. Now, if every answer that comes out of your mouth is stupid, yeah, I'm sorry, you stupid.
Okay,
if every answer is wrong, you stupid. If you take the SAT, they give you what, 400 points for spelling your name right?
Yes.
If you don't even spell your name right, you stupid, okay? Coming from me to you. In fact, call the radio station. I got some tutoring sessions that I can set up for you. I will pay for it if you don't know how to spell your name and you are of the age of majority.
Okay,
I'm gonna help you out.
Back at the topic, back to the topic at hand.
Please.
You made reference to the saying "angry black woman" as if it were a title to all black women that become angry.
No, absolutely not.
Listen,
yes,
this
you
is how
did.
we perceived it. There's more than two black women in the room who perceived it this way. So
my apologies.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Goodness, thank you.
I was wrong because that was not the perception that I was trying to make. Although you took it that way, my communication was not at 100%.
we do appreciate that.
Yes.
I want to also comment that if ever a white woman or any woman outside of the race of African American, black descent, whatever you wish to call us, are not considered the angry white woman, are not considered the angry Mexican woman, are not considered the angry Asian woman, even though they all have these same characteristics or attitudes or ways about themselves, they are not considered the angry whatever race you are. The angry black woman is a title given to black women who are upset from the cards that we were dealt as black women. It's not that...
But everybody was dealt a bad hand. Now, yeah, you got the people that were born with the little silver spoon in the mouth, but even then, they get strung out on drugs and stuff because they just got so much money, don't know what to do with it, so they just get high all the time and have women running around all the time. But most people, they weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Most people had to go up the rough side of the mountain.
Okay,
Most people have had bad experiences.
But everybody gets angry every once in a while.
Absolutely.
And then everybody's not labeled with the angry
Because it depends upon how you handle your anger. Even the Bible says be angry, but sin not.
But
so you can be
only
angry.
black women show out when they get angry.
No, all
my
women
point.
show out. I don't care what race, what nationality, what religion. Y'all show out.
But only black women get labeled.
No,
when they get angry.
there's angry white woman, angry Mexican woman,
I've never
every
heard
Hispanic
that.
woman. That's because you're not in that circle.
I don't.
You get in a circle of a bunch of Asian people, and you let one of them show out. They're gonna label that person angry Asian woman.
If you are not a black woman and you get angry and you're labeled as an angry Asian woman, white woman, please call up to the radio station because we want to get we want to poll. We want to poll. We need to know if there is a label of angry white woman, angry Asian woman, because I've never heard it. I've never heard. I just need to know.
Okay.
Now, this coming from someone, I have a plethora of friends from all different types of nationalities. We have racy conversations like this all of the time about what's politically correct, what's racially correct, what are disrespectful things in terms of their religion, their race, their practices, things of that nature. And not one time have I ever heard, and now I sit in a circle with some good people, politicians included. Black independent business owners included, hood people included. I've never heard anyone. Now I've heard of the terms in regards to. I know you guys have seen the movie White Chicks, where he makes the reference in the movie. Oh, I'm an angry white woman in America, and I'm writing to President such and such. Now that may be
their version
of an angry
white woman
or angry black woman. Their version, the white people's version of an angry black woman, but it's not prevalent in any circle, almost any circle. I can't speak for all circles because, again, I'm not their circle. I'm not independent with them. But
so let's ask the question: if it's more prevalent in the African American culture for a black woman to be labeled that, why?
I have several reasons as to why I believe when black women are labeled angry black women. Now, this has started from since, I'm not going to say since before slavery because I don't know all the logistics behind that, but we're going to go with the slavery thing and everybody's going to say, why are you going to pull the slavery card? Okay, in the slavery community, the woman, the nurturer, the giver, the bearer of children, she went through so many different things in regards to her being labeled the wench, the B word, the MFer, all these different things, and
the hoe.
We were labeled as tools, even though we provide some of the best DNA that's been put forth on this planet. But we've always been the stepping stool for everyone else. The black woman has been the one to come up with the wonderful recipes in the kitchen, the wonderful DIY recipes to help you combat different ailments and illnesses, the wonderful recipes as to how we can allow our children to be more accessible to different things, our vitamins, our nutrients, sunlight at birth, the doulas, the midwives, all of these things. Yet we come last in almost everything.
No, you do not.
Let me pull out some
No.
statistics, Dr. Smith. Let me pull out some statistics.
No.
Go to the facts, sister.
No. Black men are at the bottom of every totem pole.
We're not talking about men
of
right
every
now.
statistic.
We're talking about women and all different races of women, including the black woman. We're not talking about men.
Amongst women, okay.
All right, so amongst women, we're the only one who out-earn our partners. As a black woman, we're the only race of people who, as a woman, we out-earn our men. In the white community, the men are the head of the household. In the Asian community, in the Mexican community, in every other communities, the man is the head of the household. In our community, the women are the leaders, and essentially, the women are the ones out here going to get the jobs and things of that nature. And that all stimulates.
Let's ask the question, why? If every other culture, the man is the head of the household, why then in the African American community, the woman is the head of the household?
Okay, let's start with all of the programs that are for assistance for our black women. Let's start there. Let's start with WIC. Let's start with food stamps. Let's start with what's the child care that you get? Work first.
ABC.
If the black
EBT,
man is out of the household, then we can give you these things.
So they kick the black man out.
Exactly.
So that the woman can find and get the support that she needs.
Right.
But is that the black man's fault?
No.
Or is that society
this is one
trying
thing.
to break up the household?
This is both the black man's fault and society trying to break up the household. Let's go back.
How is it the black man's fault?
Because we now are at a point to where we can be accessible to certain things that were not accessible to us 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago. Yet, the black man also is not as preview or privileged to be in certain circles, even though he can put himself in these circles and be the biggest earner, the most looked upon, the most...
we can't be put in those circles if people don't hire us.
I'm going to get to that.
The white man, when they're looking at resumes, if you got a black man's name, they're throwing your resume away.
True.
They're not even giving you the opportunity to interview, although you may be qualified. A black woman will get hired before a black man.
But that's
so
sad.
Because the black man can't get a job, he has to be hustle man to try to provide for himself and his family, which then ends up getting him caught up because he's trying to do the right thing, just in the wrong way. And now he gets put into the system because he got caught. And because the system does not re-educate, you now come out, and that's why the recidivism rate is so high, which puts him right back into prison.
That's what I was getting to next.
So it's not necessarily the black man's fault for the plight that we have to deal with. It's hard for a brother out there.
There is, but that's why I said I'm split down the middle on both, because I have personally seen men in my family, men who I know, men who are friends, who have come out of the prison system with murders on their cases, with different types of felony drug charges, things of that nature, and they have wonderful paying jobs right now.
Yes.
The flip side to that is
that's the exception.
That's the exception.
The majority.
The majority go through the whole, oh no, you're overqualified, or no, we're fine, the position has been filled, or no, we're fine, this, that, or the third, and that again can be based off of simply your name being Jaquavius. And you going up next to a Brian Parker, who's a white guy who is much underqualified than you, and they're going to hire him. I also feel like that's sad because of what my name is.
I agree.
Let's go back to names. All of the Shaniquas and Brinquishas and things of that. Think about our African heritage and how long of syllables and sounds our African traditional names were. Everything since we've come here has been up to their standards. All of the laws that have been created, there are laws that are still right now being applied to the judicial system that were put in writing, I guess, since the slave times. These different vagrancy laws, what's called the pig laws. I don't know if people ever seen what the pig laws are. That's the vagrancy laws, no vagabonds, no
hoodies,
no loitering, no simple as no hoodies. And this was after the slave was freed. Now that we're freed, granted we're masons and we are cooks and we are hairstylists and all these things like that. But how is it? Can we? We're not free.
Let's say we're free, but we're not free.
How can we integrate that back into us? Just like nowadays, how you have all these HBCs and things of that nature, but a lot of schools are no longer teaching trades. You think that's a coincidence that we're not getting trades taught to us anymore?
And even the HBCs are hurting because of the laws, thank you, Donald Trump, that have been brought down that has cut out certain Pell Grants and certain financial support that he knows we need in order to put our children through school. But if we cut those things, then obviously all the classrooms are now going to be of them and not of us.
Say it again.
That's the world that we live in. So because all of us have been dealt a bad hand, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do with it? I'm not the president, so I can't do presidential things. I'm not a senator, a congressman. I'm not a police officer, so I can't do police officer things because I don't have the authority nor the power, the badge and the gun. But what is it that we can do? What is it that you can do in your circles, in your community, to be a blessing to somebody else? Just one thing: helping your neighbor, helping a child, helping an elderly person. We have to go back to the village concept where we have to take care of us's. because we can't rely on the man. We can't rely on government. We just saw that with the whole government cut. We gonna shut you down and not give you a paycheck. And now we got government workers in a line trying to get some soup and some food for their kids. It's unfair. But that's the world that we live in. A world that is uncaring, a world that is unfair, a world that will chew you up and spit you out unless you take it upon yourself to do something about it. Go out and get your ship. Stop waiting for your ship to come in.
Right.
We are the masters of our fate and the captains of our soul, so we have to take the initiative to better our situation and our circumstances, because nobody's going to do it for you.
Every day. I tell my kids, strive to be better every day.
Absolutely.
Every day.
A better version of yourself.
Yes, every day.
That's all.
Be better than who you were yesterday.
Indeed.
How can people get in contact with you, buy your books, all
you
that fun
can
stuff?
find me on Instagram at TASTEE, that's Tastee, _TAI, that's Tay, or at Tastee Thoughts. And you can find me on Amazon at also Tastee Thoughts. Read my bio, get my books, keep in touch.
And what about you? Queen Q.
Queen Q. You guys can contact me via Instagram at Queen Q Cigar. That's QUEEN, Q, S as in Sam, E as in egg, G as in George, A as in apple, R as in Roger. I have a second Instagram, Madam Queen Q, no underscore, no capital letters. You can also contact me via Facebook, and that'll be Cura Cigar, so QUAIRASEGAR, and that is for all your hair essential needs in regards to natural hair care, growing, alopecia, things of that nature. If you're looking to get any wire jewelry, I do special orders in regards to healing, or if you just simply like the look, I will definitely personalize a piece or a set for you if need be. Just need you to send me your personal email, DM me, etc. You can also contact me personally, 980-444-1814, or you can see me live on Thursdays, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Love and Laughter Show with Queen Q, WDRBmedia. Thank you very much.
How can they hear you?
I will be on air Tuesdays at 5 o'clock, and that's on Three Queens Radio.
AM or PM?
PM.
Oh, okay, because
5
I'm
p.m.
up at AM, so you know,
Me
miss your show.
My alarm goes off at 6:45. Tuesday.
You have an alarm?
I have
that?
kids.
Oh, okay.
They
I'm
gotta
sorry.
Get up, go to school.
Just put like a piece of cheese around their neck or something, and then they get up and they like eat the cheese, and then they go to school themselves. No, you sort of got to take care of our kids these days.
Yeah.
Tell that to some of the women out there that put the little cheese around the kids' neck and don't do what they're supposed to do.
I was gonna say I don't know women like that, but I do.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. It's a shame,
It's sad.
but we all do.
It's sad. You're worried
gotta
about
do
all.
better.
You're worried about all the wrong things. Your kids come first, and they're not even on your mind. It's
I'm
sad.
actually doing a petition. I
yeah.
believe
I'm signing.
Me too.
there needs to be a law
Yes.
in place. If you gonna pop it out, you got to take a class, pass the class as it relates to raising children.
Yeah,
because there's no manual. There are manuals, but we don't read the manuals. There's nothing that certifies you as a quote unquote good parent.
Right, because these women, they have kids and they pop them out, and you don't have custody of your kids. Other people are taking care of your kids, and you're out running the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
Carefree.
Big mama
And
taking
it's
care of the
sad.
kids.
Big Boy from Outkast at the time said it best. He said, your baby is not a paycheck, it's a child.
Right.
Okay? So for
Well,
all the bitter baby moms, the ex-wives, the baby moms that slipped up and got in and think you winning, no, you're not winning. At the end of the day, you still need to be a mother. You're a woman first. You need to take care of that child. You bore that child. A lot of women aren't given the privilege to bear children.
Right.
If you're going to put them out here, educate them as to how to navigate the world.
wow. Family, we're so glad that you have tuned in to this another Profit and Growth Hour. Prayerfully, you got something out of the information that has been exchanged here on today. We are conversation starters, so we start the conversation, but we hope that you will continue the conversation in the bedroom, in the kitchen, around the dining room table, cubicle at work, boardroom meetings, the White House, even the outhouse, wherever people gather. continue the conversation. Communication is key. You tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
I like it.
Me too. Right. That was wonderful.
Y'all are excellent.
You redeemed yourself.